Started a new job and stayed quiet for 2 weeks because you didn't know what to ask? Welcome back to Career English Podcast. I'm James, and that's Alex. Today, 5 English words to help a new hire ask smart questions in week 1. By the end, you'll know the one word that gets you into every file and folder you need.
Okay, so last Monday, I started a contract with a startup in Berlin. Fully remote. On day 1, the manager said, "You're our first hire in this time zone, and your probation is 3 months." I smiled and nodded, and I understood maybe half of it.
That happens to a lot of people. So you nodded, but nobody gave you the company policy document, and I bet nobody gave you access to the shared drive either. Week 1 is the best time to ask because everyone expects a new person to have questions.
Right, and on day 3, I needed a file, and Slack said I had no permission. I sat there for 6 hours waiting because Berlin was asleep and I felt shy.
6 hours is expensive for a freelancer. One short message would fix it. "Hi, can I get access to the design folder, please?" Nobody thinks you're annoying. They think you want to work.
But let me push back a little. In my country, a new person who asks a lot of questions looks weak. My cousin says just watch quietly for a month and copy the others.
I hear that a lot, but remote teams work differently. Your manager cannot see your face, so silence looks like slow work, not respect. During probation, they watch your speed, and asking early makes you faster. Managers often read that silence the wrong way.
Okay, I'll trust you on that. So give me the 5 words, and please start with the one my manager used on day 1.
Let's start with the first word, hire. A hire is a person who just joined a company. We also use it as a verb, so they want to hire 2 designers works too. In week 1, you are the new person, and that gives you permission to ask basic things.
So on my first call, I said, "I am the new hire of your company." The client laughed a bit. Was that wrong? It felt strange in my mouth, honestly.
Small fix. Say, "I'm the new hire at your company," or simply, "I just joined the team." The second one sounds friendlier on a client call. We usually use that word about other people, not about ourselves.
Okay, word 2. My contract says probation, 3 months. Is that just a soft way to say, "We might fire you"? That word makes me nervous.
Next word, probation. Probation is a trial time at the start of a job, often 3 or 6 months. In that time, the company checks your work, and you can also check them. Ask on day 1, "How long is my probation, and what do you want to see from me?"
Okay, but I work on Upwork contracts, not full jobs. Nobody says probation there. And a friend in Istanbul had a 3-month trial with a US agency, and nobody told her the rules. She worked weekends for free, and they still said no.
It shows up as a trial project or a paid test task. Same idea, different name. Many agencies still use that word for long remote contracts, so you should know it. And your friend's problem was silence. Ask what good means in month 1. Word 3 is policy. A policy is a rule from the company about how we do things. There is a holiday policy, and there is one for payments too. Ask your manager, "Do you have this written down somewhere?"
Payment policies saved me once. A client in Dubai paid every 30 days, but I asked in week 1, so I planned my rent around it. Quiet people find out too late, and then rent day arrives with an empty bank account.
Word 4 is access. Access means you can open something or use it, a folder, a tool, an email account. Ask this on day 1. "Do I have access to the project board?" Without it, you sit and waiting looks bad during your first month.
I like that it works as a verb too. My last client said, "You can access the files from your phone." Same word, different shape, and that one confused me for a whole week.
Last word, permission. Permission is a yes from a person, so someone allows you to do something. It's close to the last word, but not the same. A door standing open is one thing, and a human saying, "okay," is another. So you ask, do I need permission to email the client directly?
Try saying this one with me. I'll say it first, and then you say it after me in your own voice. Ready? Hi, Maria. Do I have permission to send this file to the client? Say it slowly and put a small stop after her name.
That sentence works because it is short and it names one action. Managers are busy, so a clear question gets a fast yes. Use the person's name first, then the question. That small habit makes you sound polite in any English team.
Okay, new scene. It's Tuesday, 9 a.m. in Sao Paulo, and I'm on a video call with a team in Singapore. They just made me their first remote hire in this time zone, and my manager asks if I have any questions before we start. My hands are shaking a little.
Good. This is your moment. Ask your 5 things right there while everyone is listening. Start with the time frame, then the rules, then the tools. Tell me your exact words.
Here goes. How long is my probation and who reviews me? Then, is there a policy for invoices and payment dates? Then, can I open the client folder today? And last, do I need permission before I email the client?
4 questions, maybe 40 seconds, and now you can actually work. Notice you asked with normal, friendly words, and you didn't say sorry once. Nobody on that call thinks you're weak. They think, this person came ready.
One more thing from that call. My manager wrote everything in a follow-up message, so I had it in writing. That saved me later, because in month 2 we disagreed about my hours, and I could point at his own words.
Always ask for it in writing. Say, can you send me that in a message, please? Written rules protect you when a manager changes, and remote teams change managers often. Your memory is not proof.
Hold on, let me write this down. Can you say the whole week 1 plan again, in order? I want it on a sticky note next to my laptop.
So here is your week 1 in one picture. On Monday, you ask about your probation, and you ask how long it lasts. On Tuesday, you ask for the payment policy in writing. On Wednesday, you ask for access to every tool your team uses. And on Thursday, you check permission for client emails.
Let's practice the whole thing together. I'll say 2 sentences, and you can say them after me out loud. Hi, Daniel. Quick question before we start. Do I have access to the shared drive? And who checks my work in the first month?
Nice. Subscribe if you want more English for your freelance career, because we do this every week with real work situations. Next episode, we look at how to say no to a client without losing the job in simple, kind English. Bring your own examples, and we'll use them.
My small piece of advice. Pick just 2 questions and ask them tomorrow. You don't need all 5 in one morning. Start with the money one because rent doesn't wait.
Good advice. Write 1 question tonight, keep it short, and send it in the morning. Try this in your next email. Come back next episode and tell us how it went.